I am live. I am here in the tiny shack deep in the woods of East Tennessee, and I thought I would take this opportunity to hunker down and avoid humanity on Black Friday. And let's see, I was going to show you where I was, where I am, and where I'm going. Tags. Let me just turn on the walls and the roof. This is kind of a rough, I don't have the windows in or anything, just holes in the wall. I'm trying to make my, don't pay attention to those SIPs yet. I'm trying to make this super modern just because I want to. I think it'll be cool. It kind of suits the I don't know, the atmosphere of what I want to do. I did a video yesterday, a Happy Thanksgiving video, and I kind of showed this graphic overlaid over the woods, and I think it'll work great. But what I'm thinking about doing is getting my the guy who I bought panels SIPs from. Oopsie, don't crash on me today. Save. I don't know, since I upgraded or put the new version of SketchUp in, I get these little weird messages and it creates a backup. Like my drawings fix problems. No fault, no problems found. Okay, well, quit giving me weirdo messages. All right, so anyway, oh, that shadow's turned on. Let me turn those off. I thought, oh, I don't have the foundation is not current here. Thought something looked strange there. We'll probably just turn that off. That's the turn down slab. It will come out to there. Come out to, oops. Not getting off to a good start, am I? There we go. So anyway, I thought I would start with these panels. I've built probably, I don't know, 20 SIP houses in 40 years, and it just occurred to me last night. I thought, I wonder what it would cost to get some panels and build this thing, the exterior walls. So I thought I would start off. I'm getting started here, and I thought, oh, I'll just go live and do this live. What the heck? So I've got my SIP panels. These are 12 footers, and these are 8 footers, and this whole back wall will be 12 footers. I may make this a component because there's no make component. Let's call it 4x8 panel. Okay, there's no windows back here. This is the north side of the house, and there's all kinds of real thick woods. There's not going to be any opportunity for light really at all. So I can make this a component. The reason I'm doing that is I may end up making it a 9-foot panel just to get a little more height at the back of the shop. The roof is going to slope this way up, so it'll get almost 11 feet by the time it gets to here, but we'll see how this works out. So I can let's see, I think this is 36 feet. Yeah, so I can put 9 of these panels. So I can copy this one. And I guess I'll explain this as I go. These panels are times 8. I just copied 8 of them. These panels, is that hanging over down there? Oh, that's right, it's hanging over because I butted it into this one. The standard SIP panel is just basically 7/16 OSB with the EPS insulation, the expanded polystyrene insulation. Super energy efficient. Now, I think these have like an R28. I'll have to go see. It's been a while. But what they're routed out, or they're not routed out. They're built where there's an 1.5 inch void around the edge, and so you can put a spline in there like that. See, that's supposed to be a 2x4. It's not a very pretty 2x4, but that's what it is. And so these things are really easy to install. I've built, like I said, I don't know. I think I have one picture. I wasn't very good at taking a lot of pictures back in the day. But if I go to Artisan Construction, do what? It's not working. What's going on there? Let's see if I run an update here. Akiba. He's this way. Okay. I've already done that. Okay. Let's go here. I didn't really mean to get into this, but I just want to show this picture. Sometimes, there we go. Sometimes if I just go run an extension update in the back end of the website, it'll fix that. So, where's that house? Where is that house? You may not be able to see this very well. Oh, it's over here somewhere. Is it not under new construction? Well, duty. How is it that I don't have a picture of the last SIP house? Anyway, it was a pretty huge house. And, oh, here it is. There we go. Oop. See that? I don't know if you can see that. The whole thing, the roof, the floor, and the walls were SIPs. This was about a 4,000 square foot house. Anyway, I was kind of glad I checked that because I don't think it's a good idea to have your website down. Anyway, I've built a bunch of these starting back in the 90s. Early 92, I built maybe 10 or 15, and about 10 of them, and then through the years, a few more. And they're really easy to put together, and they're really energy efficient. So I thought it would be kind of cool, because this is going to be obviously my little cabin, and what I need to be able to do is get the walls and roof up in a few days, and then get the roof on it and get it dried in quickly, because I'm busy building other people's houses. So this wall, first I gotta fix this, I guess. Well, we'll fix it later. This wall is, I think it's 38 feet long. This is the 34 feet long. Yeah, okay. So we'll do 9 and then alter the last one. So let's copy. I'm not going to make a component out of this one, out of these, because I mean that poking window openings in them, and once when you need to customize something, if I need to customize each of these panels, there's no reason to make a component out of them. Times 8. So I just copied 8 more. That. Now this is where it gets interesting. Well, what I did was I came up with this cutting plane here. I'll show you. And this is kind of cool. I'm going to use Medique's tools, wall tools. I need to get Nathan. He created the Medique extensions. I need to get him to create an SIP wall top. That would be neat. Now, if you don't know, and I'm going to do a special video for at some point this weekend for Nathan. His wall extensions are awesome. You basically, well, if this was the wall I was building right here, I just go around my plan, and of course the layer has to be turned on. There we go. And so of course I had to draw it over that wall, didn't I? Anyway, so what you do is it builds your wall. See, you got your 2x6s in there, and I'm not sure why it's all the same color, but oh, I know what it is. This has got stucco. Go here, you can go and edit and change this. I like the lap siding, the one he kind of did for me, where it actually draws the siding on there. And anyway, you got all your studs, and your OSB should be turned on. Anyway, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm just saying it would be kind of cool if you could go up here and specify the wall top right here. Rectangular, gable, shed, hip, SIP. That would be a cool one. And let's find out right quick what happened to our wall sheeting. Wall sheeting, yes. Oh, I bet I had these layers turned off. There it is. Yeah, so there we go. Ooh, we got a random sheeting out here with holes in it. You know what? That's probably supposed to be somewhere. But anyway, here's the studs, OSB. In other words, his extension builds the whole wall for you. And so I'm going to, for right now though, since he hasn't got an SIP option, hint, hint, let me turn these that's why I have the walls turned off, is because I need that to go away. But anyway, what brought this up was in his truss extension, he's got this set of tools for trimming and extending things, groups, and that's pretty awesome because, see, in a case like this, it comes in handy because I've got this SIP panel. The OSB is a group, that's a group, the insulation is a group, the 2x4 is a group. See, so if I need to cut this panel, I can do it like this, and that's extending down. I think I'm going to turn off the sight. There we go. So we can just see the slab. So now what I can do is, using that tool, I can just go to truss, and these are his general, it's in the truss extension, but these are general tools here. And trim, and you just pick the face, and it turns green, and then you go in and you pick the items you want trimmed back to that point, you see? And that's just bam, bam, bam. And I don't want to delete that, I want to use that later. Like that, you see? That's pretty cool, I like that. Now, what I'll have to do though is, what I should have done, well, it's easy enough to go in, and now, this is why I didn't make these components. Let's push this back 1.5 inches, 1.5, and then copy our stud, our spline, be considered a spline in this context, like that. Now, if that's close to a 2-foot panel, I don't think it, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, what I can do, because I think this is 6 feet over here. Yeah, I can take these two panels and I can put them over here, copy them over there. Now here's one thing I wanted to talk about. You can see these walls on the plan are thicker, right? Well, if I have to frame these walls 12 feet tall, I've got to frame them out of 2x6s. Okay, so these exterior walls would have to be 2x6s. Now, if I use these panels, I can use this panel is 4.5 inch thick. It'll actually go that, because of the way it's constructed and everything's put together with adhesive. These you can stand these up 12 feet and make a wall out of them. Okay, so there should be some kind of I know these are going to be a little more expensive, but again, if I have to build all these 12-foot walls out of 2x6 studs, 12 foot long, bottom plate, 2 top plates. The other thing is you only have to have 1 top plate with these SIP panels. You don't need 2 top plates. So you still have to have these splines, but on 4 feet you're saving 1, 2, 3. You're saving a stud every 4 feet. So again, what you have to do is you just have to do this. You have to lay it out, see where you stand, and go from there. You just have to price it both ways to see how it works out on your project. 18 feet. So I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is working out pretty good. Copy these. Rotate them around, and you can see again why I didn't. It's just typing in the number 90, make it easier. And this is where I'll start thinking about the details as far as how these walls butt into each other, how they intersect with each other. One of them has to overlap the other, and I think since this works out good, I'm going to pull I think I'm going to leave it like this, because I've got another wall that's a framed wall that'll come up and butt into that. So I can literally just leave these like this. This will be, imagine this wall just continuing. So I don't have to worry about them overlapping at this point. I can build the corner. I'll be framing the corner later out of the framed walls. And then now we've got the same situation as here, where these panels let's see, not that one. This is easier than I thought it was going to be. These panels like that. See? Yeah, that should be the right length. It's just we'll have to. Oh, here's where we come. This comes into play here. That means this can be pushed back, and that's where our overlap will come in, like this, because they butt into each other like that. See, and then what you do is you run a panel screw from this side into that spline this way. Big long 8 to 10 inch. They make those big construction screws that are like 8, 10, 12 inches long. You just run them through there. Of course, it's all adhered too. You got adhesive. You'll put panel adhesive on this panel behind this spline, and then of course this spline is adhered to this, so the adhesive actually holds it all together. That stuff is strong. You can't once you adhere a 2x4 to that OSB with that panel adhesive, you can't get it off. You'd end up tearing up the 2x4 or the OSB. You wouldn't be able to pull them apart, not without damaging one or the other. So that worked out good, you see, because now we got our overlap here. Awesome. And see, that's why laying this all out is important, because the only one that's kind of weird is this one, and it's not really weird. It's just different. So we're going to bring our cut plane back here. Let's see if I got any comments yet. No comments. What kind of... Is everybody out buying stuff? I'm naturally against buying stuff. But I guess you gotta do it sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little cut plane right here. Then I'm going to bring it out a little bit just so I know. Like that. Now I can choose that. I'm not gonna do the 2x4. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do it anyway. So now what I can do is go to my truss extension that has the tools in it, trim, pick this side, and it'll turn green. You just gotta give it a second, and then select that. Why is that? Oh, wait a minute. You see that? I meant to make this I forgot to make this one unique. I was wondering why they were all. So now these are all. But the thing is, if I decide to make this back wall 9 feet, I can just edit one of these and they'll all come up to 9 feet. So let's do that again. We'll go to Truss Tools, Edit Tools. Select that side of it. It'll turn green in a second. Then we'll grab that. All you gotta do is just kind of hit it towards the end, and I'm gonna move that 2x4, so I'm not gonna select it. And then you just click away, move my cut plane out of the way, and I can go in here. Let's see. I need to grab that whole end of that and pull it back 1.5 inches. And I can take my spline, my 2x4. Can't see that, so I'll take it over there. There we go. Now, I was saving this garage wall to last, but I'm actually pretty happy with this so far. This garage wall, we're trying to decide now whether it's worth doing it out of panels or framing it. So I thought I would try one panel on one side. How much is that? It's a 4-footer. Okay, I think I've talked myself into it. Okay, I'm getting smart in my old age. So let's take one of these. And we're going to turn it. The other thing is I've got this up off the concrete because there's the treated plate. One thing I didn't show is the treated plate that you bolt down to the concrete first. It's set back 1/2 inch, and then this slides over it. So your bottom plate is kind of like the spline for the bottom. It's real easy. These things are easy to put together. The next time you build a house, you need to ask your contractor about them. So that would just go there. And then I would obviously have one on the other side. And what I'm going to do is make these components, because they are symmetrical as far as the windows. What I may do is turn on my let me group all these SIPs, and we'll make a layer called SIP. What you want to do is group it You don't want to put each individual panel. You want to leave all your geometry in the untagged tag, and then let's put this in wall. Okay, that was okay. So I'll create a layer in wall called SIPs, and then I'll select that group, go up here and put it in the SIPs. So it went off because I had the wall folder turned off now. So let's turn off the SIPs. Now we can kind of compare. So the first thing you'll notice is I have a garage door here, so I can put a panel going between those two at the top and leaving 8 feet there. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's probably how they would do that. I'm trying to guess as to how the factory would do this, because what you do is you send them your drawings, and I'm going to send them this panel layout and see what they think. But I think this is, yeah, I know what it is. This is kind of funny. I did these windows based on the garage door panels, so these panels are 2 feet each wide, which is handy because now I can have a 2-foot panel down at the bottom that's just not glass, so I don't break it out when I'm mowing the grass, and then these other 3 are just 2 feet. So it should be easy to, I don't think, it's funny because it didn't look like 4 feet to me, but for some reason that's not really working out. Oh, I see. I made the garage door bigger, I think. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because I didn't like the scale. So but this is why you plan and you go through these different. Let's turn wall scheme off. That's not it. Is all this in untag? Oh, wall clad. Okay, there we go. That was handy. There's my interior walls. And see, that's that sloped wall I was talking about. That will get built up to the bottom of the panels. That's under wall scheme. Alright, so let's turn our panels back on. So I got to adjust this, which no big deal, because what I'm going to do is delete that one, and I meant to make this one unique. Oh, I don't have it made into a component yet, so I'm going to make that a component. It's going to be garage, window, wall. Okay. And so I need to make it, let's do this. Let's figure out where we need to be here. That's 18, so 9 feet. And then we will come back. You need to be back 5 feet 1. You need to leave 1 inch for trim. 5 feet 1. The door wasn't even centered. Is that right? Three feet 11. It is now. So my 2-dimensional floor plan was not right. But what we can do is we can fix it right now. Because I like to keep it up to date. And it serves as a reference. Okay, so we're going to fix this one, and this is another good place for our cutting plane. So we will take it. I think what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to explode this so I don't have to keep going in and out of two different groups. I just have to go into the group the panels in. And let's see, let's take this and move it up a little bit. Now let's think about this for a second. Yeah, that's right. We want the spline to be, yeah, back there. So I can go Truss, Tools, Trim. Takes a second for it to turn green. Put that back there and put, whoops, you gotta be careful where you, uh-oh, I lost my thing. Alright, so let me move this. I'm gonna go ahead and move this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna move this back 1.5 inches. And I'm going to move this spline back there. Then I'm going to select wall tools, wall or truss. I wish the tools were, the general tools were just out in the public domain here. So then I can, there we go. And that's handier because see, I don't have to. I can cut multiple groups at the same time. I don't have to go in and out of the groups to edit them. Very, very handy. I can just move my cutting plane out of the way there. So that now what we want to do is put the windows in there and. I think what we need to do is allow this thickness in other words, we don't want to cut well, for the door header on the garage door header, we have to have two jacks. Okay, so this is one thing we need to keep in mind. We need to move this back 3 inches. Okay, and then so we'll just move our. Oops, we'll just move our. You don't really have to select the end of it when you're pushing and pulling. And then this would. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to get my. I need to figure out where the windows need to be. We'll have that spline, and then we'll have 2 jacks for our header. Or will we? I'm trying to figure out how their panels are going to work out. In other words. Let's just take one of these. And then we'll rotate it up. And it should go pretty much. Should work out to where it goes right there. If I can get it to stay over there. There we go. But it won't be 12 feet long. It'll be a 10-foot 2. So this should be 10-foot 2 from there to there. Yeah. Now this is again. Well, I'll show you what I have to go through. If I don't use my cutting plane, I have to go into this group. Let's see. This is not a component, is it? No, good. I have to go in there. Let me put myself another reference line there. I have to grab each of these groups, each OSB, push it back. I think you can see already where being able to trim the groups is really handy. It's not like a tragedy or anything, but I know that's got to go back at least 1.5 inches, and this plate will go away for now. That's what you'd have is a plate that went all the way across. That one would go away for now. And then this one, once I get the windows cut out of this one, it will go over there. Should be the same width. 3'6½". Yeah, 3'6½". Good. I think that's what will happen. Is with this, I'll have to make this panel a little bit. I need to make it an inch narrower. Yeah, it needs to be. How did that get to be? Yeah, it needs to be 1 inch narrower. So again, I'm going to go in here and double click on this, and then double click on that. I'm going to take it down 1 inch. So I'm trying to decide, still what's easier. Using a cut plane or just doing this. We will decide later. Now I can move this back up. The reason you want your rough opening on your garage door to be 1 inch bigger, on the height and 2 inches on the width, because what you'll do is you'll come back, and I use like this 5/4 trim. I'll wrap the opening with it, and if you make the rough opening 10x8, you lose that width and height on your garage door, because the garage door actually sits inside the wall. And I've seen people forget about this trim issue, and the garage door will be back in here inside the wall, and you're losing the width of your door. So you don't want to do that. You want to make the rough opening 2 inches wider at least, and some people make it 1.5 inches and they'll use a 2x6 for the jamb. I like to use a 5/4 board, so I leave a 1 inch bigger. Let's see if anybody's got any questions. Nope. People are being boring today. So the reason for this is it may be that all we have to have is a double spline here. But I'm going to kind of go on the assumption that I still have to have 3 here, and that that will reserve space. And then if I don't need it. And then what you'd have is you'd have one in this. You'd have one in the short panel on the end of the short panel too. But for now, we're going to go with that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want this glass to look symmetrical, and I think that's going to make it symmetrical, because if I come over here, and let's just say I came there, and that would be 6 inches, and I don't like it that close to the corner, so I'm going to come over another at least 1.5 inches. So that's 7.5, and then if I came here, six, because that would be another. That would make my openings 2'9.5". We can try that. I'm going to make this I'm going to make, making this a component, so I can edit this one, and they will both. I'm going to experiment with something here too, because 24. Let's just go ahead and lay out all of our guidelines. 24, 24, 2, 4, 6, 8, 24. So that means these three panels will be open. They will need an opening in there. So I wonder if I can make a... It might be quicker to just create a volume that's an interference. Let's see, what is that? That's, yes, yeah, 6. So 6, yeah. And then that's 4.5. Six, 7.5, yeah. Trying to get some new lines here. So what I may do is just draw a. Am I editing this thing? Oh, holy cow! Let me cut out all these. Okay. Now, if I do this, this might be easier than trying to cut all the sides, and I pull this out, just make it thick. Okay, then I make a group out of it, and I just push it in the wall like that, and I take this. I select everything in the group and I say intersect faces with selection, and then I move this out of the way. I should have, yeah, I should be able to you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to explode all the I'm going to explode all the groups except for that one. Explode. Okay, just making sure. Now if I select everything in the group and I say intersect faces with selection, and I move this out of the way. Yeah, I can tell by the thickness of that line that this is going to work now, because now all I have to do is do that. There we go. See? I can just use the push-pull tool at that point. So that's going to be handy. Now, what I should have done, I forgot to. Well, I can bring this up. I can bring these up 1.5 inches. My box isn't the right size, so if I take this down 1.5 inches, 1.5, and I bring this up 1.5. 1.5, 1.5. There we go. These should all be the same. 1 foot 10.5. 1 foot 9. That's not working. Oh, that means this one's going to be 1 foot 9. Yeah, so this top has to be brought down 1.5 inches. Yeah, that makes sense. That's to give just room for trim and stuff. And 1.5. Yeah, okay. And you want them to all be the same size. Is really the main thing. So what you do is draw my box out here so it won't stick. Yeah, and then give it some thickness. Make a group and cut it, then go inside that, paste in place, and now I can create interference or intersections. It feels like it's interference right here, and copy it down right there, and then push them in. I have found this is just an easy way. I'm trying to get that to go in. Well, it's supposed to be easy. Yeah, they're sticking out in there. So now I can just grab all this stuff and intersect faces with selection, and then move these out of the way. Then I can go in and do my push pulling. When you're pushing that back, you just want to kind of hover there until it says on face, and that's what gets them to delete themselves like that, to cancel themselves out. So that's pretty cool. And now I can delete this, that, and get rid of all the guidelines. And now I can copy this one over to there. And now if for some reason the panel company says, oh, you got to change that one, they'll both just change at the same time. Now it may be that they say, well, you just need to, you just need to frame this wall. Is that 3 inches? Yeah. And if they do, that's fine. I just wanted to see what it would be like. Yeah, so this needs to go. Oh, this needs to be turned around is what it is. That's what it is. I wonder what happened to my thing. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that should get close to that effect that I have, and I'll keep fiddling with it until I get what I want on the, to make it look like that, which looks like it's going to be close. What I'm trying to do is get this glass on these openings to line up with the garage door. So what I may do is just have these panels will just be solid, and what I would do is put after the garage door is installed, I would actually just pull a line over and then cut these out, and then whatever sizes those are, that would be copied down. And that's pretty much, that's all the panels right there. And so what you would do on a panel drawing is you would set up your views, front, side, rear, and then you would send that. I'll send that to them, and we don't really need this. Well, I may need that cutting plane. Well, I don't need that one. Night strike. I just woke up from my turkey coma. See, I didn't eat any turkey. I didn't eat turkey yesterday. I took the kids to Cracker Barrel for breakfast because they all had family stuff to do in the afternoon. So I had a pancake, and then I came home and ate my granola bar and Perrier. This is my wine, my Perrier. Where is it? I can't see. Oh, there's lag. Anyway, so that's what I usually have for lunch, is like a granola bar and some sparkling water. Now, the cool thing about this is, and this is one of the things I wanted to get them to look at, was the roof panels. So what I can do is, I'm going to take one of these puppies. These are not components. Yeah, good. And I'm going to copy that here. And I'm going to make it into a roof panel, which means that this is 2 inches thicker. So I can take that layer and move it out 2 inches. 2. And then I can use the push-pull tool to pull the insulation over to there. That's the back. Yeah. And this is like an R40, okay? So this is some serious R value. Well, for Tennessee, it is. But it's just the nature of the beast, because you really don't want to use the 4.5 inch panels for the roof. I guess you could if you just really wanted to build something small and cheap, So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that around. Wrong thing. Just going to make it level for now and then twist it this way too. And then, let's see, we'll set our overhang. I don't think I'm going to make much of an overhang, because it's going to be kind of weird right here. Get down there. Get down there. There you go. Because this will come to here. I think what I'll do is set my pitch first, and then I'll move it out, because that way I've got something, a reference here. So I think I wanted to make this a 1 in 12. So let's see. Let's draw ourselves a little. Let's just do this the cheat way. We'll come over 12. Come up 1. And we'll make us a little pitch line here. And then that's gonna well, I can fix it. I was gonna say, I don't know why I'm worried about that. So I can lock that, come over here, grab that part of the panel and put it like that. See, now it's kind of, I gotta readjust it now, because that part right there would be sitting right there, right there, and then it would hang out. Now what you can do, since you have that angle set, you can kind of put yourself a reference line here like that, and then move it. I think I'm going to let it hang over what looks good, 16 inches. See, I don't like how it's, I may only let it hang over 12. And that line was weird. That didn't work out. I think I got off of, oh, I see what happened. That's not actually on there. I think I'm just going to let this hang out 12 inches. I really don't need a lot of overhang on this. Yeah, that's going to be enough. I don't know. I might change my mind. But, and then so what would happen is, now this is where the tool, this is kind of, okay, this is where the Medic tools come in really handy, is I'm going to extend this group to this one. I don't know if I can do the whole thing at once, or if I can select, I haven't actually done this part before. Well, not with SIP panels. So I'm going to extend, and I'm going to say extend to there. Oh, it looks like I'm going to be able to. Oh yeah, baby. Uh-oh, what was that all about? Did I lose my thing? The reason it's cool is because you see how the this would be the pitch, so it cuts it. All right, let's go back now and see if I can just grab the end of that. There we go. You have to kind of be careful about how you select it. There we go. But you can see what it's doing is it's actually putting it, you see it's actually cutting the angle on the end of it too. And I think yeah, that's good enough for now. Why does it look twisted? That's an optical illusion. We'll find out in a minute. Now, the thing is, it won't. That's kind of a mistake because, oopsie. Okay, let's undo all this. What I'm going to have is a beam somewhere right here. Oh, I know what it is. It's right here because this part of the wall, this wall right here will be built up to support the roof. So that's where the beam's going to be over here. Yeah, I got it now. I was trying to remember where that happens. That's that side, and then 4.5. The other side of that wall. Alright, I gotta go. Oh, okay. You gotta go on a Ritzy us with sparkling water. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by, Night Strike. Uh-oh. Gotta pick up something at the gun shop. Grenades. So, that means I'm gonna have a beam. I can just draw this beam on the floor. And then raise it up. It'll be at least 12 inches thick. So we'll just make it 12 for now. And then make a group, and then we'll put this up here. What I need is a line underneath. Underneath where that hits. Notice that there would be a spline on the side here, and you would bolt into from the outside. You'd run a panel screw, those big 12-inch, 6/8 inch, however long they say for 4.5. It's probably at least 8 to 10 inches long. And so that shows me that my beam has to go right here, like that. And it will come all the way over to this wall. Let's see how tall I have that wall on my wall scheme. Got too many layers. What happened to my wall scheme? Layer, oh. There, see, this is gonna come over and this is what planning is about. You see, this wall is almost the perfect height. And then I was just going to build, honestly, I was just going to build all these walls right here 8 foot tall, and then let the heat be shared. There's not going to, looks like there's not going to be much space above them, but this beam would just come over. Actually, this wall does have to come up. This one would come up to there, and then that beam would be integrated into that. Or it could, you could even bring this up to there. It just depends, you know, how it all kind of works out on the job. In any event, you'd have a beam system or wall coming across there to set these panels on. And what you would do is probably let's put us a little plane in the middle. And that way we can extend all this stuff to there. We'll go to our Medic tools, extend, select that, and we'll go in here and select that. Oops, I don't know why that is making that. There we go. For some reason I was accidentally selecting something over there. We'll go here, push that one over like that. And then if I could get to the other one, well, we won't worry about it right now. I don't know why there's a line there. It should have just extended. But anyway, that works pretty good. Because now I can take and see. Well, it's kind of bugging me, to be honest with you. Why did this one? Yeah, see, this one didn't do that. Let's go back. Let me see if I can fix that right quick. Well, it might be easier to fix it this way. Let's go in here. Yeah. I just created some kind of weird thing there, like a duplicate something or another. That might have been when I was doing it weird, like that weird first way. So oh, I'm actually deleting the, wow, that was an optical illusion. That's what I was actually afraid of to begin with. There we go. Let's not get caught up in minutia. I can worry about that stuff later. So that means this is not probably going to be the exact right length, but it's at the same pitch. It should be close to the right length. We can delete this thing now just to make sure. Something doesn't look right there. But we can fix it. Oh crud, what is this going on here? Oh man, oh man. What in the world? I need to learn how to use the extension. I think that's bizarre. So to keep from convoluting all my let's turn off the wall scheme. To keep from screwing up all my panels like that, I just undid all that, and I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I'm sure that it's user error. I don't want to. Let's see, I need to start on the bottom, don't I? This doesn't have to be perfect. It's just the panel. The funny thing about this is the panel company will actually do a set of drawings, a panel set, draw a set of panel drawings. So you don't really have to worry about this. I just like trying to lay it out to see how it might go together. Or really like to plan out things like this glass. That's important to me. But some of this other stuff isn't critical. I just want it to look halfway accurate. And that didn't turn out exactly the way. This should be about halfway over that beam. And I'll fix the splines and all that later. I'm trying to just get a general idea of how long these panels would be. See, so 16, it may be that I can, and this is kind of the point, they may say, well, it'd be better if that panel was 16 feet long. I can probably adjust this beam, and the beam would just run all the way across instead of worried about these walls supporting it. And the more I think about it, the better that would be. Then I would just have some posts under it in this wall, and then wherever it needed them. And that would be back, you know, 1.5 inches for the splines in there, which I realize it just went back more than that, but again, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. What I want to do is get these panels all the way across at some halfway decent accuracy, and then they can tell me, like this one, see how long it is. It's probably going to be like 18 feet. Yeah. So it'd be better if I had these like 18 and you know 16 or something logical. One, two, three. It's displaying funny. And then that one would be notched around it. Yeah, so I could just keep going with these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, because the last one is modified. Yeah. What's that about? Save. I would like to know why I can't create a big, that, but I'll just create, it'd be nice if I could create a big, why did that, that's not working. Create a big, why is that not working? A big cut plane. Let's see if it's going to act weird. Go down. So then if I select this, I go to Truss Tools, trim to there. I'll select this. Wait a minute. Let's start over. I need to go Truss Tools, trim that side, and then those were not supposed to be components. They were not components. That does not make any sense at all. I'm going to have to get educated on this. These are not components. So if I edit that one, I should be able to edit it by itself. So if I take this and I trim to there, And I just picked that. Why is that doing that? Did I accidentally make the OSB a component? Nope. Alright, well, enough of this mess. I'll have to ask Nathan about that. The creator of the extension, which usually comes in really handy. I'm sure it's just the way I'm using it. You can see if I'm not able to cut them quickly like that, I have to go in and edit each piece. But you see how these are not components, so it didn't edit them. That's a little bizarre. Just a little bizarre. So this one's going to go up here. See if we have any other comments. No comments besides Not Strike. He's gone. It would just be nice to be able to pick a well, that worked. That's awesome. You see, it's probably just a, oh look, it doesn't make any sense though. Why is that? This is not a component. It's not a component. If I want it to be a component, I would have to make it a component. So I need it. That's a bizarreness right there. But what it did do was I meant to grab that. That's what I meant to do. Pull that to there. That won't go all the way. Again, I'm just trying to get it to where I can lay it out in a plan view and just show the panels. Oopsie. Oh, that's weird. I thought something looked weird there. It was not, oh, I know what it was. Since the end was cut on a slope, I couldn't push pull it. I had to grab it and move it like that. Just pull it up here like that. And then take one of these. Up here. I wonder if it's because it's touching. I don't know. It's weird. I need to figure out how to use that, because you can see having to cut everything, you know, like this is a pain, and also it's not perfectly accurate because it's not. I don't think it's making it. I don't think it's cutting it at a slope. And why are those lines acting weird? Oh, brother, holy cow! Oh, it's just that OSB. Brother. We're getting all, okay, do I have that selected? It needs to be up here. Then over here. Then one more, 1 point. Oh wait, no, that is right. Yeah, that's right. Up there. Be lined up now. Yeah, that was weird. Then this one will just get little lines right here. Let's do the bottom one first. So there's a little line right there, and then you should be able to pull that. Everything has to be a difficult. There, I grabbed it that time. I can tell by the thickness of the line that I made it connect. Oh, brother. What is going on outside? All right. Must be a delivery guy. For some reason I couldn't get that little line to connect at the edge of the It should have, though. That's bizarre. I should be able to pull that. Yeah, now why wasn't that cooperating before? Oh, I was trying to, yeah. Is that gonna go flat though? Or is that gonna pull up at the right angle? Okay, that's gonna pull up at the right angle. Okay, that's gonna work out fine then. So I can just let me pull this line up. Oh, brother. Well, yeah, I'm on that. Okay, that worked. Is that right? Yeah, okay. And that should pull up then. Yeah, okay, alright. See what kind of work we have to do to create perfection. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. So I should just be able to pull this straight up now. There. Pull this straight up. Something looks weird about that. I don't even want to know about it if it is. Hopefully it's an optical illusion. It was an optical illusion. Good. Alright, that's going to be the only weird roof panel. But actually take less time to do it in real life than in having to draw it. I could probably cut that panel out and stuck it up there in that amount of time. But see, now I can just create a roof plan like this, looking down, and they'll see these panels and in relation to those panels. And I can get a decent price. So now what we would have is I'd have these windows. What time is it? 12:25. Have I been going way too long? You're like, yeah. But I want to get these. I got to get these. I get the door. This is the weird thing, the way this is turning out. Is I don't want the door. The front door is right here. Kind of splits these panels. I knew that's what it was going to do. But what we can do is create a mask that's the rough opening. So that would be 3'2", 3'2" by 6'11.5". 6 foot. Let's see. Let's see. Well, we can do it in inches. It would be 83.5. That looks short. I have to put a transom above it. Oh, I know why it looks short. Yeah, I'll have a porch to go in here, so then there's a roof up here that keeps this from looking so tall. So what I can do is pull this out, and that'll be my interference mask. Make group, and then I can find. Let's turn the panels off for a second, and we'll put. Well, I don't know why did I want the door right there. I think what it was is I was thinking about putting a. I was actually thinking about maybe this. I probably won't have this table at all, but maybe I'll put it out here. And then I'm thinking about putting my wood stove right here, but that's like right at the edge of the roof, and it's going to look ugly coming out of the roof and sticking up right there. So I may actually rework this little closet right here. I may actually do it. Well, yeah. The other thing is I didn't want to put the wood stove right here if this closet wasn't here, because the refrigerator's right there, and I feel like, yeah, your refrigerator's having to work overtime. But I wanted to put a wood stove somewhere in here in my office. This is more like my office than the kitchen. I don't know, you can't see the tiny shack right now, but it's basically all one big room. In here, I was going to put the electric, the tankless water heater, which works awesome. The Rheem tankless water heaters are awesome. I mean, they're just. And to think I was going to go propane. My tiny shack, it was so small the company didn't think it was worth letting me have a propane tank, so I was going to have to buy one. I said, screw that. So I bought a Rheem. I think it's a 11 kW. You know, it'll do a bathroom and a kitchen, and for like, I don't know, $300-400, it was nothing. You know, it was crazy. And the tank, they wanted $1,200 for the tank. So I said, this is easy. And then propane is a lot more expensive in Tennessee than electricity is, because we have hydropower in Tennessee, and the rates are pretty cheap. So it makes sense. It may make sense for where you are to get, to have propane or natural gas, but it doesn't. There's no natural gas out in the middle of the Tennessee woods. And so it's either propane or electricity. And that was, anyway. But I do want I may have to rearrange my office or rearrange the kitchen. I wanted the refrigerator over here so that it wasn't like when you walked in the door, all this was all low, like low cabinets. And then all the stuff that was going to be vertical, over here against this wall, so it didn't make the room feel cramped. So, in any event, this door would be right here, and that floor plan doesn't show the rough opening, but I would show the rough opening on the panel drawings. So I'm just going to go ahead and show it and see what happens. So now I can grab these two, and I can intersect faces with selection. I don't know what that is, but it should be okay. I should be able to go in here now and, I know what it is. That's right, I had to. What I have to actually do is Walmart order was delivered. Okay, cool. I forgot all about that. That's what the ruckus was about. What I really have to do is go in here and to do this easily, explode everything on these two panels. They're still a group, so it's really no big deal. Explode. Now I can select this, this, and this, and when I create this intersection with faces, yeah, and then I can move this out of the way, and I should be able to go into I just did this a few minutes ago and it worked fine. What's different? I think what I have to do is make a group out of these two and then go in here and explode them, and then I have to put this in there. Let's see, cut, paste in place, and now pick everything, and now create this. There we go. And I can select this and move it out of the way. You want to leave this thing a group so you can get rid of it, but now I can tell by the thickness of these lines that I should, yeah, that's what it was. Now if you hover on those faces, that'll kind of cancel that out. Oops. Let's go over here and find out, oops, what's going on. Oh, there's roof in the way. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I thought I was on that back face and I wasn't. And what's going on with this thing? Let's just delete all this. Bunch of nonsense. Alright. That is that door. Don't need that anymore. And then there will be a is it in the roof? I have to turn the roof on. Yeah, there's this thing. This roof. There's my old roof scheme. Well, if I was smart, I would have just used that one and drew lines on it. But again, going through all this trouble helps you realize the complexity you may run into while you're building it. Don't know why those things are doing that. We'll have to put them in the SIP tag to get rid of them though. Okay. And what's that thing? Oh, that's that thing. We can get rid of that. And this we'll just leave there for now. That's my roof beam. So the windows, I was thinking about changing up because they seem a little bit blocky. And if I go back to wall, where's my wall cladding? These, I mean, this worked out kind of neat because what I did was I had these panels. I still may do it this way. You know, I was going to do this siding that kind of changed up so that it wasn't all plastered in one direction, which I thought was kind of a neat effect. And that'll probably just end up being some different forms of metal siding because I really don't want to have any maintenance on this thing. But I need to figure out a way to get the colors the way I want them. But these windows are kind of bugging me, to be honest with you. And I think I want them to be. I think I want three windows. One, two, three. What would it be? Let's just go over here and we'll just make it. Let's see. 6, 9, 10. We'll make it 10 feet by 120 by 42 for right now. And we'll make us a mass here and we'll check this out. I'll just put this in the middle of this. And maybe we just make it, maybe we fudge it and put it right here. This is what I mean by planning this out. That might not look too bad. What I would do is divide this up. Divide this line into, divide it to 3. What was it? Yeah. Just going to draw a line on here simulating this for a second. Get rid of these guidelines. And then there should be some kind of relationship between these spaces. That's 1 foot. Let's see if this was 1 foot. Oops. 12 inches. And then if there was a foot over there or something like that. Come up with space, space that maybe are all equal or something like that. So you decide on the size of your windows, and then you would take the space that's left over and divide it by 3. But I'm not sure about that. I need to think. In any event, what these panels would be cut out, and you'd have to, they would either build one panel the length of that, make it horizontal. But there's going to be these. I'm going to have these little, posts. The header's not spanning the whole distance. In other words, I'll have these little posts in the 3-inch to divide the windows, so I could put trim between them. And then what I'll do is I'll build shutters for the inside, so I can close them. Whether I want privacy or not, whether I want Bigfoot looking in. And then there's another one over here. So that's the kind of thing you gotta worry about. Not worry about, but think about. And Tic Tac guy. What would have? Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. What would it cost if these panels? Let's say these panels are $600-800 a piece. Let's say the low end. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Let's say the long ones are 800, so 26 times 8. My phone's not a very good calculator. 26 times 800 equals 20,000. So I was thinking it probably ended up costing about, if I couldn't get it for 30,000, if I couldn't get all these panels for $30,000, I'd probably just frame it up. The thing is, I can literally set these panels in a day, and then the next day I can put ice and water shield over this roof, and it would basically be dried in. I put Tyvek around the whole thing, and then so it might be worth it. You got to decide. And then I would have this shell. See, I could go in here even on a rainy day. I could come in here, Barrett and I could come in and build these interior walls. If I could get stuck in the wall, get out of the wall. Oh, come on, SketchUp, Jesus. If you get stuck inside the wall like that, and you're scrolling, it thinks you're trying to scroll like nano fractions of an inch to get out. But like if these, I turn on this wall scheme layer, these are the walls, inside. Then we would just be able to frame those up out of the weather and finish it. There's some really good benefits to but I talked to one of the panel companies this morning, Ecosystems, what's it called? Eco Panels of Tennessee. This is one of the companies I've dealt with in the past. Another one is Fisher Sips. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah, Fisher Sips. It's like FISH. Where are they? They're in Kentucky. And then General Panel Corporation is in Johnson City. I've bought panels from them before. They're actually going to be the cheapest because from these guys, what's that about? Where's General Panel Corporation? Here we go. Oh, they got sips.org. They were fancy. But that's not Grenada. That's not Tennessee. Is no. Anyway, it's in Johnson City. The General Panel Corporation, Tennessee. I should have put Tennessee because I didn't realize they had. Yeah, Johnson City, Tennessee. Anyway, you can just buy the panels from them. You can just buy raw panels, and you just got to cut out the openings yourself and route out. Like if I cut an opening, I'd have to route out the edges for the splines. It's a little bit of a pain, and see that kind of defeats the purpose of getting them up in a day because it would take you several days. I don't know. There's a lot of panels without any openings. This is south. This is the south elevation, so all the windows are going to be pretty much on this. There's a bedroom window right here and a kitchen window and a little bathroom window. So there's a few windows on the east side, but on the south side is where most of the glazing is going to be. And of course, that's the shop wall. So I'm going to have, tool bench all the way down, 2 foot deep, and it'll have a chop saw and everything on it. And then I'll have a roll around table in the back that I can roll out when the truck's not in there. And so there's no windows on that wall. So these go up pretty quick. And the roof is awesome because once you get it down, you've basically got, you can start. I'm going to put a rubber roof on this, and you just take it and run it up. I'll do a little cant strip. There'll be a little piece right here that's kind of a triangle, and I can't draw it because this is at a slope, but it's an angled thing, and it runs up the roof. It's not going to run up the roof, but you see what I mean. There's a cant strip that runs all the way around, and then you can take your rubber and run it, and it kind of has a little curve right there against the cant strip, and it goes up the wall. And then your cap on top laps over that. Your tie bit comes up, laps over the top of the wall a little bit, over this thing, over your just a little bit over this side, and then you got a coping. We call it a metal piece that sits on top like a cap that goes all the way around. Really good roof for a low slope pitch roof. So that's really the best way to do it. And then in here in the shop, you see the ceiling would be like 11 feet, almost 11 feet inside on this end, and against the back wall. That's where the benches and stuff like that are going to be. You don't really need that ceiling height back there. It's 8 foot. Those are 8 foot panels right there. So I just have to decide where I want these windows on the front, and go from there. Then I'll send the drawing over to those. I'm going to send it to all those panel companies and see what they say. And I have been going almost 2 hours or maybe longer. So I may cut it here unless somebody's got any more questions, Tic Tac guy. Oh, excuse me, I stayed up late last night. I got kind of hooked on this Gloria. What's it? There's the kind of a spy. I love these spy movies, and there's kind of I think it's called Gloria, which was like a CIA station in Portugal back, I don't know, in the 50s or something, and maybe the 60s, and it was a movie. It's a series about that, and of course what supports the cross piece. You mean the beam? You mean right here? there is there's a beam. There is, where's the SIPs? There's a beam that runs across the shop and sits on one of these walls right here. And then I'll either build, where's the wall scheme? Yeah, I'm just going to probably integrate this beam into this wall right here. And then this wall would be built up. Either that or this wall. If you see, these walls really won't be there, so probably what I'll end up doing is just leaving all these walls at 8 feet. Wrong. And then this beam, like at first, this beam will just run all the way across. Oops. And then I would have a post. I would have three 2x4s under it, right here where this wall is, going down to the plate. And then, it's not very long overall. It'll easily span that 18 feet. Just 2 or 3 11 7/8 LVLs will span that far. Is that what you meant? I don't know if that's what you meant by the cross piece, but or if you meant the garage door opening. The way they work, you kind of have to build your headers into the panels. Like if I end up having, sometimes these panels will span that far, so I have to. The company will look at this and say, yeah, that panel, if you do the splines right. So this would have, there would be another spline in there. Let's see. Anyway, I don't have all the splines right, but see, you can see this gap right here. There would be a spline right there, and that would tie these two panels together. And sometimes they'll say, oh, that's good enough. The way these things are engineered, it's pretty awesome. So I may not have to have a built-in header, but if I do, I would route out the styrofoam, the EPS insulation, and it would be up inside the panel, and then there would be jacks here, trimmers, we call them jacks, to hold up the header. That's why I've got this piece right here so wide, because I'm assuming I may have to have jacks hold up the header inside the panel. So that's a little misleading. Yeah, I think it's gonna be neat to live in, because it's funny. The shop is more square footage than the house part, but this is really all I need. I mean, right now I'm living in a 12 by 24 tiny house, so, and it's plenty it's plenty big enough for one person. I have a full-size bathroom, actually a bigger bathroom than in most houses. It's 5 by 12, because the washer and dryer and all that stuff is in there too. And then the rest of it's just one big room, and that's less space than this living area over here. If I go back to the floor plan, you can see, I've got the bedroom, which I don't have now. I don't have a bedroom. The bed's just out in the general living area. I'll have a closet, which I don't have now. I'll have the same, this is basically the same setup I have now. That's why I'm doing it again, where I have the washer and dryer, the stackable washer and dryer in here, except in the other one it's sticking out, and I don't like that. So, but there's not a door there on this one. The door on my tiny shack now is right here in the middle. So, and then the water heater's sitting on this wall. So what I was going to do is offset this a little bit so the washer and dryer can sit back flush with the counter. And all this is a really nice space, plenty of space. Kitchen, really this is like a kitchenette, really just enough. I don't have a stove in my tiny shack now, just a microwave. So all this is an upgrade. I mean, it's still small. It's like 1,000 square feet, but is it 1,000 square feet? I haven't actually. Well, it's kind of hard to tell. Let's see. It's 34 by 36. That's 224. I mean, that's 1224. But oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to grab the. It's 1224 minus this 6 times 18. Yeah, minus 12, 20, 24. It's 1,116 gross square feet. So, but most of it's the shop, which is the way I'm gonna like it. I miss my shop. I've had a shop in each of my houses I've built. I have had a shop, and I miss it greatly. So it'll be fun. Most of the time, honestly, the truck sits out here because I'm usually building something, and I have these big shop tables. They're all in storage right now that have casters on them that you roll out here if you're going to build something. So most of the time, the truck will just be sitting outside because I'm not one of those people that has to have my vehicle inside a garage all the time. I just wash the bird poop off. I don't worry about it. Alright, so I've been on here a long time, and I need to go eat my granola bar for lunch. And so let's turn it back on. One last look. And turn the wall scheme off. Let's see, turn the wall cladding off. And so we'll just call that SIPs. Now, again, I haven't cut out these windows yet. I haven't decided how I want to do the windows in the office and in the kitchen. So I'll decide that here in a little while and do it. And but that's just cutting out openings. That's kind of boring. So I got this cool garage elevation done. That's kind of nice. And I've got the I'm going to put. I may have them price this. Oh, there it is. I may have them price this roof, this porch roof. That's going to extend all the way over. I love having this on all my houses I've had some kind of like 30-inch overhang over the garage door, and it honestly keeps the water away from the bottom. You know, because your garage door just has a rubber gasket, seal on the bottom of it, but water can still run under it. If the concrete's a little uneven, water still gets kind of underneath it. So I like having some cover for the garage door. And this porch is going to be kind of cool. The handrails are going to be at 30 inches desk height, so I can come out here and where's my post? It must be in the wall cladding layer. Yeah. This is kind of a combination. This is the kind of the siding scheme I'm going to have. But I'm going to have it so I can come out here and set my laptop on the porch rail. And where's the side stuff? There we go. And my foundation. There we go. So I'll have this part of the slab will probably most likely be a stone, really level, flat stones out here instead of concrete, and then I'll be able to come out here and work. You can see those were the windows I was working on before, but I'm not actually happy with those two. So anyway, I have talked too much. Be cool to see it go. I know, and see if I could get these. If I could get afford those panels, then I could set the walls, at least all the walls in a day. I know I can. I've done it before. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and we will see you on the next one.